Well, the Stephanie letter is crushing it right now. If you're a real estate agent, you certainly want to watch this. Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every day to help you in growing your business. I meet with you every day as long as you're subscribed to the channel right here and you've rang the bell to turn on notifications. Today, we're going to talk about this Stephanie letter. It is crushing it in today's market. I'll tell you a little bit about how this came about. We're in the testing phases of it right now, and I've been very happy with what I've seen. So the way this came about is 5 years ago, I created a sales letter and it was done for the first buyer we did it for. His name was Chris. So effectively, we called it the Chris letter. The first buyer that we were sending this letter out for, that was his name. So it just became the Chris letter. What we did for Chris, how well it was working for Chris, let's do it for everybody else. Essentially, it was a one-page sales letter that came from the buyer. It was written in first person and it said, I want to buy a home in your area. My family's looking to live in this neighborhood. If you've considered selling, please get with my agent. We'd love to talk to you and figure out a price and make sure the terms make sense. My agent is Greg Luther, and here's his phone number. That was effectively the Chris letter, and it worked very, very well. It worked so well, we actually got 6 homes for Chris to look at. And we said, you know what? Let's try this on multiple buyers. And it just kept building and building. And we had agents all across the country that was using it. 2.5 years ago, I came up with another version that comes from the agent. Now, the first buyer we did that for, his name was James. So we effectively called it the James letter. Now, that worked really well because it had a QR code on it. So a simple one-page letter. The James letter has been crushing it for 2.5 years. If you've been on our Inner Circle coaching calls, you've heard from countless agents that are getting ridiculous numbers of listings. The sellers are listing their home with them specifically from the James letter. It's really been one of our number one approaches through the hot market, coming out of COVID, and then ultimately as we're through COVID and now the market's starting to shift, the James letter has been one of the best things that we've utilized, if not the best that we've utilized. If you're using it right, if you've implemented it the right way, if you do have a good buyer, it's not only getting a home for that buyer, but it's getting you lots of other listings. And it's like the price of a roll of stamps, right? It's very cheap to do. Well, here recently, we've been testing something called the Stephanie letter. You know that the market has changed rapidly here. And we've been testing something called the Stephanie letter, effectively designed because the first buyer we did it for was named Stephanie. It was actually a couple, but Stephanie was very dominant. I want this to be for me. So we called it the Stephanie letter. I tested it with 3 agents. It worked very well for those 3. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of fixing this, getting it tweaked, getting it working really well so that I can release it at our coaching retreat to all of the attendees. If you're not familiar with how we did the James letter, we tested it with a few agents. It worked well. I then did a big test group to see how well it would work on a large scale, a few dozen agents, and it worked well. I then released it at the coaching retreat. All of the agents that attended the coaching retreat, they could get the full training on it because it's a very extensive training. We gave it to them, got them closing lots of deals. And then over the course of about 6 months later, I released it to all of our Inner Circle members. I said, look, we got this tweaked. We got it right. We got it working very well. I want you to use it. And you know, for the past 2.5 years, almost 2.5 years, over 2, we've been listing homes all over the United States utilizing the James letter. So the same path is going to happen for the Stephanie letter. I tested it with 3 agents. I think I already told you that. I've tested it with 3 agents so far. We're now going to be releasing it in our agent challenge. If you're not familiar with this, this week, we've started the $100,000 agent challenge. It starts on Wednesday, and it's a 90-day course for the challenges for each agent, every single agent involved, to earn over $100,000 in additional revenue over the course of that 90 days. One of the things that we're doing, one of the tools that I'm giving them is this new Stephanie letter. Nobody else has it. Literally 3 agents in the world do. So we're going to be testing it on those 80 agents as we go through this 90-day period. And guess what? That ends right when the coaching retreat's getting ready to start. So as an Inner Circle coaching member, you get to attend the coaching retreat at no charge. Everybody's flying down to Orlando, Florida, and we're going to spend 2 days together. And one of the sessions that I'll be covering is this Stephanie letter. Now, that's provided it keeps working as well as it has been. There's an extensive training involved in how you utilize it, but you will get that full training there with whatever tweaks and twists and changes we've made to it along the way. So we've tested it with 3 agents. The next phase for us is to test it with 80 agents that are going through this agent challenge, which again starts on Wednesday. And I'm really, really excited to see what kind of results they're getting from the Stephanie letter. All of our Inner Circle members are going to keep using the James letter. They keep closing lots of business. It's been working. It's going to keep working. It'll work forever. Just like the agents that are still using the Chris letter, that is working too. But we're testing out this Stephanie letter. And what we've seen so far is even superior results. We keep getting better at what we're doing here. I'm pretty damn good at writing copy, and particularly when I have so many agents testing these things, we can check a couple of different words, a different headline, a different close, a different call to action to make sure it's as strong as possible before we release it to the hundreds and hundreds of agents that will be at the coaching retreat in June. They'll do that for 6 months or so. Then we can say it's truly tried and tested among hundreds of agents around the country, likely close to 1,000 agents at that point. Then we'll release it to all of our Inner Circle members, even if they didn't go to the coaching retreat. You should be there, by the way. Like, why would you miss out on hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential income? But anyway, that is the path we're going to be taking with this. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to work well. I wouldn't say it's an easy approach. It's a complex approach that we utilize, but anyone can do it. Absolutely anybody can do this. And I think you're going to find the results are going to speak for themselves. As you start getting more listings, you pick up more buyers that are wanting to do this. So you're getting double-sided transactions, but the residual income is where the money really comes from, right? So having that house for them where they do go buy that home and you get both sides, that's great. But the 5, 6, 7, 8 other sellers that contact you, you're going to get 4 or 5 of them to list with you. That means next month is very good. And then you do it again, you do it again, you do it again. See, it used to be that we thought in this business, we had to get listings so that we could attract a whole lot of buyers. We flipped that on its head. It's a lot easier to get buyers. So if we can attract buyers, we can attract a whole bunch of listings by having what they're looking for, a buyer for their house. So this is working very well. We'll keep tweaking it. It's not perfect yet. We'll be going through that training in the challenge as we go through that 90 days. I'm teaching them in order because every agent involved in this challenge starting on Wednesday, I want them to implement in order. You know, of course, if it's new, everybody says, I want the Stephanie letter first. Not going to happen. We're going to get you making over 100 grand. And I know a lot of you that are watching this are going to be involved in the challenge as well. That starts Wednesday. I had somebody hit me up this morning saying, can I still get involved with it? I don't care as long as you're going to implement. So that starts this Wednesday. Very excited to see the results from everything we're doing. But more importantly, this Stephanie letter, I really think it's going to be the big reveal at the coaching retreat to show dozens and dozens and dozens of agents that are just crushing it around the country utilizing this. So we'll keep implementing, we'll keep tweaking and changing it so that it is absolutely perfect when everyone gets their hands on it. Or I shouldn't say everyone, the hundreds of agents that will be at the coaching retreat. I think we have 500 people registered so far, and we're still several months out. So it's going to be a big event. It's going to be awesome. And I think one of the key proponents of that, the key presentations, will be this new Stephanie letter. As long as it keeps working at the level I think it will, you'll be utilizing it as long as you attend the retreat as well. So look forward to that. Make sure you're documenting what kind of results you're getting with all of your sales letters, marketing approaches, things that you're utilizing here so that you can ensure every month you're getting all of the closings you should be getting. If you are not a member with us, check out the video description down here so you can get some details. Lots of free training available for you here. But I will be reporting to everyone on what the Stephanie letter is doing. The agents that attend the retreat in June, that will be the official release unless you're involved with the agent challenge that we're starting this Wednesday. So that's coming up very soon as well. Thanks so much for watching. We got some cool topics for the morning meetings throughout all of Monday through Friday of this week. Make sure you are subscribed here. I got some cool topics that are really going to get into your mindset and get into your action plan as well. I'll talk to you tomorrow, and bye-bye for now.